everyone. We are coming to you live via Facebook streaming, YouTube streaming, and also via Skype. Each one of you is welcome to this live streaming from wherever you are. Sutras of Vigyan Bhairav Tantra. Realization comes first. Then it follows the statement. Truth is here now, it surrounds you, but your eyes are beclouded. Your mind has layers of dust over it. You do not need to go anywhere else to find divine or truth. Wherever you are, whatsoever you are doing, you can find the divinity, you can find truth right there. That can become the door to the beyond to you. Whatsoever you are doing, I am talking to you, walking, doing anything. It is here. It is right there where you are. And it has always been so, but you are clouded, your eyes are closed. So the question is not to think more, question is how to stop thinking and attain to a state of non-thinking consciousness. But your consciousness is thinking oriented. That is what I say. Meditation and philosophy are opposite one another. Meditation and philosophy are opposite one another. Philosophy thinks, meditation comes to a state of non-thinking consciousness. And Eastern philosophies are not really philosophies as compared to the Western philosophies. In East, the emphasis is on realization. Of course, when a Buddha happens or a Patanjali happens, when someone comes to realization, to realize the absolute, he realizes the absolute first, truth wherever he is. This is followed by a statement about it. And that's what the scriptures, the Upanishads, the Vigyan Bhairav Tantra, all these are the statements of that realization which had happened in that state. Now, nobody can disturb you or deviate you from your path once it has happened, the realization. Once you have realized the fruit, you can make a statement about it. No matter what others talk about it, you are not disturbed by it, or you know what the truth, reality, the fruit, the taste of the fruit is, because you have tasted the fruit. If you have not, then you are building the theories around it, philosophies around it. I think it is so, it is like this, it looks like this, so it must taste like this, its color and everything. So then the statement comes, grape is of three colors, the black, purple and green. All come in the same category. Their taste, some are seedless, others have seed. The sweetness differs depends on many factors. These are statements of the one who has tasted the fruit. One who has not, he may be theorizing it, philosophizing it, talking about all these things. Once you have realized this, that you don't need to talk about, no too much the explanation is necessary. just a simple statement. And Upanishads are a statement of those of the realization of truth. For a Buddha, these statements are only a vehicle to communicate to you. When you have experience, realization comes through experience. Experience is primary. Then you express it. Whereas Aristotle, Hegel, Kant, they think, and through their thinking they come through the logical process of arguments, and which are dialectic. They reach a particular conclusion through argumentation, through logical arguments. These conclusions are reached through the process of logical thinking, through the mind, not through the through the medium of meditation. Through meditation is the state of non-thinking consciousness. Then they make the assertions, and these are the statements. The source is different, the technique is different. For a Buddha, a statement is simply a vehicle to communicate. A vehicle to communicate. I have heard 3 enlightened masters around the same time. They were in Maharashtra state: Nivrittinath, Eknath, and Malinath. She was the woman. So it happened, Nivrittinath sent a note through a messenger. It was on a piece of paper. On a piece of paper. So Eknath and Malinath were together. So the messenger brought the paper, the message from Nivrittinath, and he gave it to Eknath. Eknath opened it, read the passage, he rejoiced, his eyes bubbled, and it is as if that he is tasting some beautiful fruit. Malinath was watching it, then he passed on this paper to Malinath, and she also rejoiced it. The messenger was surprised, and somehow or the other he looked into the piece of paper that he brought it as a message was empty. Nothing was written there. It was to his strangeness, he was to his surprise. What is that? There is nothing is written, because we only rejoice something which is written. When I speak something, you enjoy it, but you have not learned the art of rejoicing the wordless. And the way of transformation happens only when you begin to realize and live the wordless. So when I am speaking, this is a message. When I am speaking, the words that are flowing, there are 2 aspects of it. One is the container, the other is content. If your focus is on the container, the words, then you will miss the essence. Then there is content. I am using the words as a container to carry something. You are going to a food shop. You buy a food. Can you get the food just without the container? Certainly not. How do you expect me to serve my content, delicious dishes, without a container? So, do you eat the container? container is needed only up to the point when you are able to consume the content that I am serving you. Content is more important. Container is the way to carry the from the restaurant where you bought the food to your home. The container is relevant. You can transfer the entire content, if you need to share with someone else, into your own dishes, plates, or you can eat it in the container where you had brought it. So when I am serving you my dishes, I have to use a container. And the container is my words. And when you are taking the food in the container, everything can be mixed, jumbled up. Just as when you take a buffet plate, you have only one plate, no sections. So everything gets mixed up with one another. You do not get the taste of individual item. Or you have a section container. What would you ask the person to serve you? In a section container where things are put in separate sections so they do not mix up. So when words are used, different words, these words are like sections in that container. A sentence, so it can be very long, different dishes, how many containers are, sections are needed when you are being served on a food platter, there are different sections in it. So each word is a section. Together, whatever, and the message is content in this container, the words that form together a platter with different sections through which things are being served to you, depending on the dishes. In buffet, you are served a number of dishes in different containers, different sections of the buffet table. So, words are necessary, but the message is more important. This is what Sufis call it nisbat. It is the content which is being served to you through tariqat, the way. So Islam comes into 4 pillars. Truth is served through nisbat. So Sufis focus on hakikat and nisbat. Hakikat and nisbat. Tariqat and shariat. These are the aspects which are where the Muslims focus on. This has to be done, this is a ritual, that is all that. But the nisbat, the hakikat can only be expressed, truth can only be expressed through the nisbat, the energy that flows between the two. That is the content. So I am serving you the content. So words are important. So when Buddha makes a statement is the container to communicate the realization. So it depends on how you are able to serve your content. What kind of container you have to use, what kind of examples you have to use. In order to do this is important. And this is what, when yesterday I spoke on Krishnamurti, his early life, and I spoke about his enlightenment. Then a question came, why? So I had to explain this further, but that has to be taken into certain steps. What is the need? Why enlightenment happens to an individual? Why do you go to the university to obtain a degree? When you obtain a degree, does your work finish? You have obtained a degree to get a job, work. So existence has given you this qualification that now you are capable of doing the work of transformation of human consciousness. So you have to remain. So this will be explained in part. Today it was explained through the Tao overflows. The next part will be explained tomorrow. So each talk, just as when a master chef makes different dishes, you may like this particular dish, you may like a particular type of paneer vegetable, someone else may like the other, but all have the taste and flavor in it. So the content, that is the nisbat, is very important. It is served through. Hakikat can only be served through this. So Buddha, for a Buddha, a statement is only a vehicle to communicate. He never says that through the communication you will achieve truth. All I will tell you, no matter how much I talk about grapes, you will not go and eat it, and that's all. I give you the grapes to eat, the 3 types, and then you make your own, confirm that statement which I had given you. So these 2 things goes on, which lacked in Krishnamurti. He was able to realize the things himself, but he lacked the communication. He spoke of different things, but he did not give the methodology how to attain to this. Buddha never says that it is through his communication you will achieve the truth. If you can understand Buddha, that does not mean you have achieved truth. So you are coming to listen to my words, the containers, not the content. You are not interested in the content. Very few people are interested in the content that is being served in that container. If you understand Buddha, that does not mean you have achieved truth. That simply means you have gathered knowledge. You will have to pass through the meditations, deep ecstasies, deep pools of the mind. Only then you will come to reach to truth, not before that. So truth is reached only through certain existential experiences. It is existential, not mental. You must change to know and to be it. You can remain the same and go on collecting the information as knowledge. You will become a great scholar. You become a great philosopher, but you will not be enlightened. You will remain the same person with no mutation at all. That's why I said philosophy is only one dimension. Meditation is quite contrary to it. The very opposite and the polar opposite dimension of philosophy. So do not think about life, rather live life in all its totality, in the deepest manner, and do not think about ultimate problems. Rather enter the very moment enter this very moment in the ultimate. When you are not thinking about a pool when you are diving. When you are diving, you are not thinking about the whole length and breadth of the pool. You simply dive from one point and you start going deeper and deeper into it. Enter this very moment in the ultimate. And ultimate is not in the future, it is always here. You can remain standing on the shore of the pool thinking about how to dive. You can never dive. You can never learn to swim. You have to forget all about it, enter the swimming pool, and start splashing your hands and feet, and you will learn the art of swimming. So, this is about philosophy and realization, the Eastern way of life and the Western way of life. The Western is thinking oriented, Eastern is realization oriented. First, the realization comes. This is followed by a statement just to explain that. A similar question comes in. Can the problems be solved through thinking? This I will take it in tomorrow's session. Only this much for this morning. Until tomorrow, take care. Do have a pleasant day.